So I'm just going to show you in a demo now how you can, it happens quite frequently in Xero, you accidentally post a transaction to the wrong accounting code, and it can be if you're using either a rule or some of the ways I'm going to show you now, it could mean that multiple transactions are posted incorrectly, and there's a really quick and easy way to change them. So what I'll do now is I'll just show you through use of a demonstration. So we've got here a series of transactions which are all basically identical but different dates, and you can see there the provider is Eon, which is a utility company, and this is for utility bills. So I would hope your utility bills weren't that high, but potentially they could be. So what I'll do is I've got a separate video where I show you how you can process these transactions. There's a number of different ways of doing it. Could be either by putting the receipts directly into HubDoc for use of a bank rule, or the way I'm going to show you now is by basically using Xero's kind of machine learning to put in the details of one transaction, and then Xero will then remember that and apply it to others. So let's have a go then. So this is the who is Eon. We'll have to create this new contact, and then we're going to put the account in. So remember, I'm going to demonstrate this incorrectly. So and probably an easy way to fix this by changing the names, but I use rents receivable for kind of the rent you receive, and then rent and rates for things like utility bills and council tax bills. So they're two different ones. Obviously, rents receivable is for income, and rents and rates is for an expense. And in the past, I've got them mixed up, and probably on me, I should probably change the accounting code name so it's less easy to make a mistake. For the purposes of this, though, I'm going to accidentally post all of these transactions to rents receivable. So here we are, 200. You can put a description in there, utility bill. Then I'm going to click OK. What you can see there is how clever Xero can be. It's basically applied the same details to each of them. It's incorrectly put 20% VAT on income. I could change that with by setting up a rule, which I'm not going to do for the purposes of this. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click OK for all of these, and it's going to then process the transaction. And what's happened now is then if we go on to the profit and loss account, you'll see that basically I'll be able to realize that I've made a mistake. So I'm going to click on accounting, profit and loss. Okay, and so what I'm doing is as I'm reviewing my my Xero account before I go to then create the accounts, I'll be clicking in each of the transaction categories to check them, because sometimes that's the way you can spot if a mistake has been made. Let's click in rent receivable. And what you can see there is there's a series of Eon transactions. So, and you can see also that they're debits rather than credits. And so what we can see here is then this is obviously an error. I realize now I've made a mistake. I can see that I've posted these to rents receivable rather than rent and rates. So what I need to do is now find a way of quickly adjusting them. So one way could be, if you had time, is just to click into each of the transactions, which I'll do now. I can click on options, edit transaction. I'm then able to change the account. There's actually a quicker way to do this, because you might find, if, like I say, if you've made this one mistake, you might have made multiple mistakes, and it could take a long time to check it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on accounting and then find and recode. Okay, so this brings you to the find and recode page. You can click play here to get a bit of a demo on how to use it from Xero. But that's what I'm going to do for you in this video. So what we're going to do is then click find and recode. And how this works is basically you apply a series of conditions, and that basically enables you to search for these particular transactions which are incorrect and then make the adjustments. So I'm going to add a condition. So let's see. So we're going to go with account. So I know I incorrectly posted it to rents receivable. So let's type in that 200, search. So that has picked up the transactions, but it's also got a number of other transactions as well, which aren't relevant to what I'm trying to recode. So I need to add another condition. So click add a condition. There's a number of ways we could do this, but probably the easiest one is I know that they're all made to Eon. So if I can filter it by Eon, that's going to make it easier. So let's try that now. Eon. So that's there. What's going to happen now is that's going to narrow down my search. And it's basically picked up all of the relevant transactions which were incorrectly posted. So let's have a look now. I'm just going to check through them now. So what I'm going to do now is just going to check all these transactions are the ones I was searching for. I can basically click this box here. It's going to basically select them all. Then I'm going to click recode. And it gives you an options on things you need to change. So in this case, the contact is Eon. That hasn't changed. It's the account in this case which is incorrect. So actually I want it to go to rent and rates, not rent from receivable. So I originally put it as rent receivable, which was incorrect. I want to put it as rent and rates. There's also the option here to change the tax rate, for example. For property investment companies, VAT isn't going to be applicable, but if you, depending on what other activity you're conducting, then you may have VAT may be a consideration. So I'm just going to leave this for the purpose of this demonstration. What's going to happen then is going to click review. And it's going to basically give you this this page here. It just says it might take a while to do. I'm going to click confirm. And what we can see there is a summary page comes up and it shows you that that has been completed. So let's just check now that it's worked. So if we click into accounting, profit and loss, we can see now rent and rates has a number of transactions in it. They weren't there before. So let's click in there. And we can see all of those transactions that were incorrectly posted previously to rents receivable are now in rent and rates. So what you can see is this is a really good way of recategorizing multiple transactions at the same time. It's a really quick way of doing things. So hope you find this video useful. If so, please remember to like and subscribe for further content.